What's up, guys? Welcome to Daily Dose of Reddit. This is your host that just started watching The Sopranos. Very good show. Zach, and today's subreddit is r/IDontWorkHereLady. This story's called BFG Shirt equals Employee. BFG is an acronym for both Big, Friendly, or Fluffy Guy and the Doom Weapon, the BFG 9000, aka the Blast Fusion Gun, aka the Big Fucking Gun 9000. I didn't say it. I am a big fluffy guy, but the shirt I was wearing was referencing the Doom Weapon. Just walked out of my local Sheetz, which is a big gas station convenience store, and I had to share this. I'm on mobile and English is my only language, so let the insults fly if I screw up. You asked for it. Little bit of background. I was raised to treat others the way you'd like to be treated. So, if you're polite or ask nicely, I'm more than happy to help out. Wrong then. I'm a big guy who's also a bit fluffy, but I'm normally a big teddy bear. Unless you're acting like a butthole, then you get what you deserve. I worked customer service type jobs for 18 years, and I know the hell most of these workers deal with on a daily basis. So I try to help out when I can with little things like picking up trash or cleaning a mess someone else made. Here's the cast. There's me. Nice gentleman. Store manager. Raging Karen. Now on to the story. I was ordering some food for breakfast and an older gentleman was having issues with the ordering system. It's a touchscreen with a lot of options, so unless you're used to that, it can be confusing. I finished my order and asked if he needed a hand. Yes, please. The wife wants breakfast and I have no idea how this thing works. Okay, what did you want to get? He tells me what he wants and I get him through the menu getting his breakfast burritos with the fillings he wanted. I get the order placed and give him his ticket and tell him he needs to pay first and they'll call his number when it's ready. Thank you. No problem. Have a nice day. I go grab a drink, and while I'm going to and from the coolers, I pick up some trash and clean up a mess at the one coffee station. Seriously, if you're one of those people who leave a mess at a store that takes less than 3 minutes to clean up with napkins, sitting 2 seconds from the mess, I hate you. As I'm coming towards the front, I hear the snapping of fingers and a voice that sounds like a bird going through a wood chipper. You boy! That's the best I can do. I need your help. Get over here. Looking confused as I am not a boy and there's no one else nearby. Are you talking to me? Yes, you idiot. God, the people they hire nowadays. I need help ordering some coffee and food. I don't work here, but I'd be happy to help if you lose the crappy attitude. Don't you talk to me that way. I know the manager and I'll have you fired. Lady, I don't work here, and with that attitude, no one would want to help you. Employee or not. I continue to the register and get in line, followed by the screeching of Raging Karen not far behind. Now, at this point, I should point out I'm wearing an all-black shirt with the letters BFG printed in big, bold text on the front. On the back is a picture of the BFG 9000 and an army mantra spin-off of the "This is my rifle, there are many like it" BFG 9000 style printed beside it. I'm also wearing blue jeans with my work badge clipped to a belt loop with the name of where I work printed on it. Employees are wearing red or black aprons, company hats, and are in black or tan khakis, so I clearly look nothing like an employee. As I'm standing in line, Raging Karen is still screeching loudly that she's going to get me fired. So loud that the manager comes out from the back asking what's going on. Ma'am, what seems to be the problem? This employee refuses to help me. I demand to speak to the manager and I want him fired now. She looks at me and points. This guy? Yes. He looks at me again with a very confused look on her face. Ma'am, he doesn't work here. He's a regular customer. I frequent this place often and know most of the employees and who the managers are. I often drop off fresh donuts from a mom and pop place I swing by every now and then on my way home from work. Hey manager, rough morning already?
Bull crap! He works here. He just called you by your name. I saw him help someone else and then clean up back at the coffee machine. I want the manager now and him fired. I'll be calling corporate the second I'm out of here. Ma'am, I am the manager. He's not an employee, and I want you out of the store now for being rude, disruptive, and not wearing a mask. I'll be calling the police if you continue pressing your luck. If he doesn't work here, then why the hell did he help that other guy and clean up back there?
Because I'm not a complete piece of crap? I've worked this type of job before, and it's people like you that make this job a literal hell to work. You're probably the one who made the mess at the coffee machine. Raging Karen was aghast that someone would talk to her that way.
But, ma'am, leave, now.
She starts to head towards the door, and she must have finally seen what was on my shirt front. She had to make a comment.
What's BFG stand for? Big fat guy?
No, big friggin' gun. You wanna see? I point my thumb towards my back. Raging Karen quickly got up and left the store, got in her car, and left.
What the hell was that about?
I turn around, she reads my shirt and chuckles.
So where's my donuts for making me deal with this crap?
Sorry, they're not open on Mondays. I'll snag you some next time. The usual mix box?
Sure, but I won't be working in the morning again till next Wednesday. And you know the vultures won't leave me any if you drop them off in the morning.
Alright, I'll snag you a box next week. I pay for my stuff, grabbed my food, jumped in the car, and started typing. Guess I'm making a donut run next week. To anyone working in customer service, I hope your day is as quiet and calm as possible. That's really cool. I love it when customers give stuff to employees. It's never happened to me, but it seems to happen to my dad a lot. I don't know why, but anytime he works anywhere, be it his own business or for someone else, so many times he comes home with some really good food and he's like, oh, a customer brought it, a customer brought it, a customer brought it. It's so cool. But I like what this guy does, helping out the employees by cleaning up small messes or just helping other customers out when he can. It's really nice, and I'm sure it's appreciated. I hope it is. This story's called Soldier Mistaken for Uniformed Service Class Student. Don't know if it should be here or on r/IDontWorkHereLady, so I'll put it here because more people are here. Also, I'll write in first person because probably it'll be easier to read and to write because my cousin wrote it to me in first person, so less modifying will be done. This was before Modelo. My cousin went to military. He was in it for 8 months when it happened. In my country, some high schools have uniformed service classes. Don't know if this is a real word in English, which are designated as for students who later want to go to the military, police, etc., and they are really a pain in the ass because while wearing normal military uniforms, they must have a plate on the uniform saying School XY Uniform Services Class and can't have normal units mark. They act like idiots, breaking as many of the rules as they can. For example, a few days ago, I saw a girl with a 5 centimeter plus colored nails while in uniform. 100% illegal in my country, and later on, people seeing them while not having knowledge of military think they are regular soldiers, so Army's reputation is going down. While I understand that they are young and may not know the rules, their school should prevent the spread of such things. Also, in my country, normal cops can do nothing to soldiers, and you have to call MPs for anything soldier-related. They can only hold them until MPs come. But on to the story. There's the cast, there's me, which is my cousin, Karen, some Karen teacher, cops 1 and 2, military policemen 1 and 2. We got a call from high up that we should promote our unit, so someone decided it would be nice to show up at the next school festival. I'll call it like that because he said so, or something in one of the schools with uniform services classes. Being quite young, both in age and practice, I was one of the designated to go there and set up shop to show some of our equipment and basically advertise our unit by talking to kids about life in military and in our specialized unit. So we took a ride, packed some things, and went on, arriving roughly 1 hour before the festival and began setting our shop while a uniformed class was training muster on their outdoor field or square. I don't look young or anything, I'm just 19 years old at the time. When we set up our shop, we left one of us at it and began killing time in some way. I got thirsty while the rest began smoking. Somewhere else. So I jumped at the back of our truck and began looking for my backpack, because we made quite a mess pulling things out. As I found my things, I took out a water bottle I had. I prefer to use it over a canteen if I have time to go there. When I hear,
"Get out of there, young boy!"
well, I thought someone was trying to look into the truck's cabin, happens all the time, but it's locked, so not much of a deal. So I took the sip I needed and closed my backpack. I turned to the door and found Karen standing just outside of the truck looking angrily at me. "What are you doing here, ma'am?"
"Get out of there now, and don't backtalk to me!"
Well, I thought it would be funny, so I got out smiling and stood up. Her being around 150 centimeters, or 4'11", I suppose, tell me if I'm wrong, and me around 190 centimeters, 6'2", I looked at her like a kid basically.
"Which class are you from?"
"3rd platoon of 1st company, ma'am." I ask once again, "What are you doing here? No teachers should be here except for director and uniform class teacher."
"Comedian, huh? We're going to the director. I'll have you kicked out of school for stealing those soldiers' things."
She took me by hand, which was very disrespectful both now and in high school, so I took my arm out of hers. When she tried to do that once again, so I did it once again and pushed her back, turning side to her in case she was a master with 6th degree in Karen Maga from Krav Maga. Low-level joke, I know, you can propose a better name, and wanted to tear me apart. Instead, she looked even more angrily at me, turned red, and started shouting,
"Attack on a teacher? That's it. I'm calling the cops."
Funny thing, even if I were a student, cops wouldn't do anything with it as there was no damage and the school had to sort it out. I laughed some and went to my colleagues to tell them the story, which they laughed at too. I went back to our truck and took out a book I brought because I knew it would be boring. Our actual involvement should start 1 hour into the festival. While reading, I hear some screeching and see Karen walking with 2 cops. One of them, good old policeman, while the other being not much older than me. It turned out the older one had a lower rank than the younger one.
"This one here, officer, he assaulted and punched me."
"Morning, officers," I say with a smile. The older one says, "Why did you assault this woman?" First off, I didn't do that. Secondly, here's my military ID, and I am more than happy to wait for the MPs to come. "Sergeant," to Cop 2. Cop 1 tried to say something, but, "Thank you, Private. Please, don't leave the site for further investigation." Of course. Good luck dealing with that woman.
"He is not a soldier. He's a student from our class who assaulted me. Arrest him."
They took her somewhere where I couldn't see her screeching. I saw my friend smoking another one and laughing as if they were at a stand-up comedy. We were at one a month ago and signaled me to push it further. My superior in charge of our festival group even said that in need of help he'll come. After 15 minutes, MPs come and cops come along with them, Karen still screeching. She must scream a lot at those poor kids if she was able to screech all this time. "Morning, Private." "Morning, officer. Did the policeman tell you the story?" "Yes. Could you show us your military ID?" I handed it to him. "What did happen here?" I went to our truck to get some water. She started screaming at me, assuming I'm one of their students. She assaulted me 2 times by grabbing my hand, so I pushed her back. Then she called the police. My friends out there, I pointed at them, can confirm that.
"He's lying! He assaulted me!"
Later on, some screeching I couldn't understand. 2 policemen took her to their cruiser while MPs came to confirm my version of what happened. Then came back to ask me if I wanted to press charges. I don't, but please tell the director of this school about the situation if you have time. Same day, that Karen was fired with a black letter from the director so she wouldn't find a job in the city as a teacher. Edit! She was also fined for disturbance of civil peace or something and attack on a uniformed officer, which also works for Army, MPs, and other services, not only police. Ha! Karen, what a dummy! Yeah, if you want to apprehend someone, you best positively identify whether or not there's someone who should be apprehended, because otherwise you just look, like a dummy. This story's called Gamer Gets Press Ganged into Working by a Customer. This happened to a customer I was trying to help. I did work there. The actors, there's me, wearing my store's blue polo with a red logo, Brian. Very nice customer who worked for a different store with blue polos and a yellow logo.
Karen.
A wild Karen. So I used to work in the electronics section of a big box store that has since closed most of its doors by now. One day, Brian comes in and asks if we have a game that his store has sold out of. Now, I knew we did, but our game section was a disaster because of reasons, so it would take a minute to find it. While I'm looking and having a pleasant conversation with Brian, a wild Karen appears and asks one of us to help her in the home phone section. Yes, I'm that old. I tell her I'll be with her in a minute and continue to look for Brian's game. While I'm searching, Karen grabs Brian by the wrist and drags him to the phones. I find Brian's game, place it next to the register, and go see if I can help Brian get away from Karen. When I get there, I see Karen happily walking away with a piece of crap phone, and Brian and I have a good laugh about Karens while I ring him up. I gave him the employee discount for helping me with the Karen. Alright, we're just gonna ignore the fact that I gave characters with no dialogue voices. Now you guys know my struggle. But that's funny. He made her get a crappy phone. This story's called Hubby Was a Karen. We went shopping last week, and since we were wearing masks, I think my husband was a little bewildered when this happened. So we start our shop, and I have the trolley since I want to get in and get out. I lost hubby for a while, and after a few minutes, I hear a commotion in the aisle behind me, and being nosy, I went to look. There is my husband having words with a strange lady about something in the trolley. I walk over trying to find out what is the matter. Keep in mind we are all wearing masks. I hear my husband telling this total stranger, "Will you please stop buying X brand food because you know I only eat Y brand."
But I like this, and you eat it all the time.
So I walk over to my husband and ask him why he is bothering this lady. I think then both of them realized they were fighting with the wrong spouse. Her hubby eventually found her and was so happy she bought Y brand for him. My husband now makes me wear a mask that has my name on it, gifted by my aunt, when we go any place together. Okay, that's an incredibly cute story. I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall for that interaction. That is hilarious. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell to never miss an episode.